They started as a group of friends gaining local buzz in the college town of Athens, Georgia. Eventually, they became one of the most successful rock bands in the world. It's the kind of rock and roll story that tends to involve infighting, drug addiction, or trading artistic integrity for surefire cash grabs. Yet for R.E.M., they managed to steer clear of those rock star cliches while still becoming rock stars. Huge rock stars. In The Name of This Band is R.E.M., Peter Ames Carlin walks us album by album through the career of R.E.M. to show us just how they managed to reach such heights while somehow holding on to their values as a band. Hey, it's Matt, and on this episode of Loud Lit, we're covering one of my all-time favorite bands. I'm talking top 5, R.E.M. This is a band that changed up their style many times while always staying true to who they were as artists. I started listening to R.E.M. when I was about 10. That was the Out of Time era, so you couldn't escape Losing My Religion or Shiny Happy People. I got into them even more in high school as I was going backwards into their 80s catalog, checking out the stuff I missed when I was a wee lad. But at the same time, I was taking in their new iterations on albums like New Adventures in Hi-Fi and Up, both very underrated in my opinion. I wish I had gotten the chance to see them live before they decided to retire. That is one of the biggest regrets of my music fandom, but at least I can always soak in their awesomeness through their hefty catalog, live videos, and books like the one I'm reviewing today. From odd album art to oblique lyrics that they refused to print in the liner notes, to videos that stood out for lack of shine and polish, R.E.M. grew in popularity in part because they were doing everything a popular band isn't supposed to do. It was this, quote, performative ambivalence that Peter Ames Carlin argues was crucial to their artistry and to their connection with their core audience. He details this unlikely success story in The Name of This Band is R.E.M. Published in 2024, this book encompasses the entirety of R.E.M.'s career, from its members' early days to the band's formation to their decision to call it quits in 2011. Carlin's thoroughness makes this not only incredibly informative for those not too familiar with the story of R.E.M., but also a great read for longtime fans. I've been a fan of this band for most of my life, and I still learn loads of new facts and viewpoints from Carlin's work. I've read plenty of music bios that I felt devote too much space to salacious personal details at the expense of discussing the music. You know, the thing that gets us interested in the artist in the first place. Not so here. Sure, it helps that R.E.M. courted very little controversy throughout their career, but to Carlin's credit, he understands that R.E.M. fans want to read about R.E.M.'s music. We want to gain deeper context for the songs we've grown up with. In The Name of This Band is R.E.M., each of the 15 albums in the band's impressive catalog gets a decent amount of ink. Carlin doesn't just focus on the smashes like Out of Time or Automatic for the People. Even Reveal and Around the Sun, two less beloved records, are given space for readers to understand them in the context of the band's overall history. Carlin's making of the album discussions aren't there just for diehard fans. They serve a crucial purpose in demonstrating the overarching story arc that this book presents. R.E.M. is a band that started with modest aspirations, but was simply too good not to gain a following. After their debut, 1983's Murmur, each subsequent album helped the band's star power grow until their popularity reached critical mass in the early to mid-90s. Theirs is a story of a group of friends and creative partners who together navigated a course that took them to the top of the rock world. Each album marks an important chapter in the band's history, and I love that Carlin refuses to gloss over any of them. Whether you're a longtime R.E.M. fan or just getting into this important rock outfit, I recommend reading The Name of This Band is R.E.M., especially if you're an artist of any type. R.E.M.'s story proves that it is possible to find success without compromising your artistic integrity. Thanks for listening to Loud Lit. If you like this episode and want to hear more, please subscribe and leave a 5-star rating and review. And if you want your own copy of The Name of This Band is R.E.M. or any other book, click the bookshop link in the show notes. When you do, you'll be supporting Loud Lit as well as independent booksellers. Until next time, keep reading, keep rocking.